Good day everyone, especially to my handsome professor Sir Don Magtibay, and my chosen topic is all about Sigmund Freud's theory, which is the psyche from psychological perspective. The self from a psychological perspective. So in psychology, the sense of self is defined as the way a person thinks about and views his or her traits, beliefs, and purpose within the world. And I choose Sigmund Freud points of view of his theory. But before his theory, I will discuss briefly first about him. So Sigmund Freud was the founding father of psychoanalysis, a method for treating mental illness and also a theory which explains human behavior. He also believed that events in our childhood have a great influence on our adult lives, shaping our personality. For Sigmund Freud, the human psyche could be divided into three parts, which is the id, ego, and superego. So in 1923, Freud later developed a more structural model of the mind comprising the entities id, ego, and superego. These are not physical areas within the brain, but rather hypothetical conceptualizations of important mental functions. So, what is the id? Id is a completely unconscious, impulsive, childlike portion of the psyche that operates on the pleasure principle in the source of basic impulses and drives. And also Freud believed that the id was the most basic and primal part of personality. It is the only part of personality that is present at birth. The id comprises two kinds of biological instincts, which Freud called the eros and thanatos. So, eros or life instincts help the individual to survive. It directs life-sustaining activities such as respiration, eating, and sex. The energy created by the life instincts is known as libido. In contrast, thanatos or death instincts is viewed as a set of destructive forces present in all human beings. When this energy is directed outward onto others, it is expressed as aggression and violence. Freud believes that Eros is stronger than Thanatos, thus enabling people to survive rather than self-destruct. Next is the ego. So Freud described the ego as a part of personality that allows its desires to be expressed in a way that is realistic and acceptable. The ego develops from the id, but has been modified by the influence of the real world. It operates on what Freud describes as the reality principle, where the id's demands are unconscious, unrealistic, or at times unacceptable. The ego's goal is to fulfill those desires in a way that accounts for reality. This means assessing the situations and weighing the pros and cons of taking an action. Next is the superego. It is ethical components of the personality and provide the moral standards by which the ego operates. The superego is part of personality that strives for moral behavior. It is made up of all the internalized beliefs, values, and morals that people learn from their parents and from their society. It is the last component of personality to form and usually begins to emerge sometimes between the ages of 3 and 5. Freud suggested that the superego is made up of two components, which is the conscience and the ego ideal. So the conscience, this is the part of the superego concerned with things that are considered bad, inappropriate, or immoral. Doing things that go against the conscience can trigger negative consequences, such as being punished or experience a sense of guilt. While the ego ideal, this is the idealized self that an individual aspires to. In other words, it is what we believe we should be doing, how we feel that we should behave, and how we think we should treat others. So that's it. Hope you will get a lesson from my video. God bless everyone.